We'll bring up
And we're back! Yeah! Happy little Friday!
Merry
Christmas!
We're here with Heidi Krantz, professional life and dating coach, reinventionlifecoaching.com.
And she's a date night VIP. She's been here before.
That's right.
Great to be back.
We only have great people back on the show like Heidi.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Her hair was done by the beautiful Sonia Weiss, DJ Chef's wife.
Sonia.
Nice job, Sonia.
Shout out to Sonia and DJ Chef. But you're here to talk about the top 20 dating tips.
Yes.
Which we're
Because
excited
people
about.
always screw up dating,
Yeah,
right?
we
Don't
really
you find that?
So people need strategies for success for dating.
I agree.
And a great starter and springboard for 2017 are my top 20 dating tips, which you can download and right now, if you want to follow along with us at reinventionlifecoaching.com.
Yep.
Go to my dating services page, and you'll see right there. Click on download top 20 dating tips.
Yeah.
So you'll have a framework to start out your new year. And tonight, I think we're going to talk a little about each
we're
of them.
excited because so many people don't know these basic tips that you have that really lays out a very easy plan for people to follow and just be aware of what they are doing right or doing wrong. Right? Yeah, no.
But you know what I love? One of them, which I like that you talk about, the evaluation phase, which she always says that I always
call it
need
the
to do.
validation phase, when you validate whether they're worthy.
Right, before rushing into a relationship, which a lot of people I think tend to do.
Yes.
So can you elaborate on that?
Super important. So, you know, sometimes people meet each other and they're really so happy and excited that there's a chemistry and there's a connection, and you know the traits match what they're looking for, and so bam, they go zooming right into a relationship. Seeing each other super often, constantly texting or on the phone, and they really haven't given themselves time for an evaluation period. We need an evaluation period to decide, do I want to go forward into a relationship?
Or should I, right?
Yes. Is it the right decision for me? Is it the best decision for me? Is it a powerful decision for me? Or am I just getting carried away in the moment? Because when we go just forward real quickly into that relationship, it's not easy to go backwards. Now we find ourselves in this relationship. Now what? Backing out is challenging. You can't unring a bell.
Right.
So so that's why it's on that top 20 dating list. You know, it can really be
I
helpful.
thought that was great.
Yeah. So Heidi, how do you suggest, because a lot of people don't really understand what that means. So obviously there's a time period that you're getting to know someone before you put in that, and I see it a lot on Facebook where people are like, oh, I just met a guy. It's going really great. He's so sweet. We're out to, and I'm like, what? You guys just started dating and you're posting that crap on Facebook? Like, what is wrong with you? Right. So is there a time period? Are there certain behaviors that you should look for? Or, what are your thoughts on that? Because I see people jump the gun all the time.
Or is it just more like them processing, like, what am I looking for? Is this person even giving me what I'm looking for? Do they even have the qualities that I'm looking for? So many people just jump in because they just want something.
It's really a combination. So in that evaluation phase, you are really evaluating, does this person possess the traits that I need to be happy long term? If you're looking for a long-term relationship. And you want to see them in all situations, not just a couple of fun nights, a couple of fun date nights. You want to see what they're like when you're having a disagreement. You want to see what they're like when something got triggered in them and they got hurt or angry or upset or something didn't go their way. What happens then? What's your communication like when you have a disagreement? What are they like when they had a really rotten day? These are the things that you want to see, before you're going to really be able to make a complete evaluation of if you want to move forward into a relationship.
That's a very good point, because I think most people just rush in, right?
Right. So would you say, and this is what I always suggest, keep busy with other things before you let everything go and then get yourself so in tune into this relationship?
Absolutely. Keep pursuing your own goals, your personal growth, your career goals, your health and wellness goals, your goals in every aspect of your life, because that is going to make you a more fulfilled, happy person. That's going to make you more desirable to a partner and less needy in a relationship and less apt to rush forward into a relationship that may not be right for you.
So when you talk about neediness, now how important is self-confidence? And I know that was one of your tips as well, bringing forth self-confidence onto the date, into the relationship.
You know, you've got to love yourself for someone else to love you. And, you know, I think people have heard that before, but we can't hear it enough.
No, that's true.
It's so important. So whatever we need to do to work on that self-love, let's do it, because that's crucial to the end result of the happy relationship.
Yeah.
You got to know what you bring to the table when you go out on that date. And you girls were talking about lists and how Connie loves lists. And I'm a big fan of lists too. Make yourself a list of what's fabulous about you.
I love
you
that.
have a lot of positives about you. Go through it. Everything from the superficial to the deep and everything in between. Keep adding to it every day. Keep it by your bedside and read it through every night. Those are some, you know, strategies of the beginnings of really cultivating that confidence that you need for a successful dating experience.
And so many people lack that, I think.
They do. And I think because they're looking for their partner to complete them.
Yes.
Jerry Maguire.
Every time you bring that up, I'm like, I love that.
I hate
liked that movie.
You're right. So just kind of putting out there to the people that are watching that you really have to have an amazing life yourself first before you attract someone who's just as amazing. Do we have a call?
Is that Larry?
Somebody at the door.
Is that Larry, Amanda's husband, calling in? What I love, though, also on your list, which is about, when people bring up their past. Because I've been on so many dates when the guy brings up his ex-wife, his ex-girl. Why do guys do that on dates?
Yeah.
And if someone does, what do you suggest? Right, the girl does. Like, how do you get him to be like...
Do you roll your eyes like, oh?
Right, it's like, why do people
send them straight to coaching. Do not
Here you
pass
go.
go.
Let's FaceTime Heidi right now. I'm going to do that.
So definitely, you know, that is what you don't want to talk about on your first dates or on your initial dates.
They do.
You know,
They talk about
that's for talking
relationships.
about as closeness, trust, and intimacy develops with you.
Right.
Slowly revealing and sharing, you know, what you feel that you want to share. But we want to connect based on who we are, not based on what went wrong in our last relationship, you know.
Because it's a turn-off when they're talking.
Yeah, it's not sexy. It's not appealing. It's not attractive.
Right, who wants to hear about the other girl? I don't want to hear about another girl when I'm on a date with somebody.
And you know what?
I thought I was a girl.
Exactly.
I do have many clients that say they feel like they're being treated like their date's therapist.
Oh, really?
Women and men.
That's
you
a
know?
good point.
And maybe that those people, you know, they need support, they need healing, they need to talk it through. But the place to talk it through is not on the date.
So Heidi, what does someone do? So someone starts talking about their past relationships.
Yes.
Do you grab your phone and start texting? Like, what do you do?
I call Connie. I'm like,
Do you call
God, here we go.
Do you call me and be like, do you want to hang out? Because this guy
You got
stinks?
Cheetos there? You got a jug ready for me?
And I talk about it with many clients, and you know, one of the strategies that they can use is to kind of just shift the conversation quickly.
Okay.
Just you know, kind of say something like, "Let's talk about positive stuff tonight. What do you like to do? What do you do on the weekends? You know, or anything that's going to shift the conversation. Ask an open-ended question about something positive, and just shift away from it. And drop that little hint of, let's talk about positive, fun stuff tonight.
Now, should you do the eye roll too? So like drive it home?
Oh, God, here we go again.
Just to drive it home, like that wasn't cool.
And I love also what I was looking at when I was looking at your website. I love that you're actually doing an event coming up as well. I don't mean to jump, but because so many of my single girlfriends are burnt out from the online dating.
Yes.
So when someone comes to you and they're like, I'm fed up. I'm not meeting anybody good. I'm burnt out. I don't know what else to do. How do you coach somebody or get them through that hump of, keep going? You got to stay out there. You got to put yourself out there.
Absolutely. So I hear it all the time, and there's lots of success strategies around not getting burnt out from the dating process, having a more fun process, because it's fun to meet new people, and it's it's interesting to have conversations with different types of people out there. It shouldn't be it doesn't need to be a process where people are feeling like it's something grueling and brutal.
Right.
If that's what's happening, we need to change it up. And change the methods and come on, read some of the tips. So a couple of things, that I'm going to touch upon at this event of, dealing with dating burnout, specifically related to online dating.
Yes.
What I really recommend is have your first date be what I call a time-defined date. So if your first date is going to be dinner every time, you're in it for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, totally.
And if in the first few moments you recognize and realize that this is not going to be a love connection, then that 2.5 hours feels like a really long time.
I agree.
So there's no reason for it. You can have a time-defined date to either meet for drinks or coffee or even lunch during a workday.
Okay.
So that sort of like the contract between you, without anybody getting insulted, is we're only meeting for like an hour.
That's good.
And no one's expecting it to be longer. So when no one's expecting it to be longer, you can talk to anybody for 45 minutes or an hour, even if it's not a love connection. And you don't have to leave like dragging on the floor with disappointment.
Right.
So you invested a little bit less effort that way. And then there's always the next date. There's always time to, once you see that there's some potential, then the next date can be dinner or something long where you can really start getting to know each other a little bit better.
I agree.
So that's
the
one.
first date
That's
should
a
never
starter,
be dinner,
I
right?
know. I don't understand why it would be dinner,
Right.
unless they were
So
amazing.
I hear this all the time.
Exactly.
Sometimes it is dinner because the guys think that the woman is going to think that they're cheap if they don't offer dinner
I
on the
understand.
first.
Some girls
on
are
the
like that
first.
too. They're weird.
Yeah.
But from the woman's perspective, in terms of coaching clients, they don't want the free meal.
Right.
I say happy hour is the best.
I'd rather eat by myself rather than be with somebody I don't want to be sitting there with.
I would say happy hour is ideal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes the woman feels awkward saying, no, I don't want to go for dinner, when the man is putting that forward because, they feel awkward saying no. They don't know exactly how to say no. But let's just be direct with each other. And in a really friendly, warm way, just put it out there. Let's meet for drinks. It doesn't need to be dinner.
Right.
From either perspective.
That's a good idea for most people.
And not putting the pressure that this has to be turned into something. Like just going out with the open mind.
It's a little look-see. It's different if you met somebody, not online. If you meet somebody in the workplace or, some other place in your life and you already know them, so it's not going to be a complete disaster.
Right.
Right.
That's a good point, too.
So that's one of the, preventing dating burnout tips. Do you have our details there with you?
I have the whole list here.
No, but that's a great idea about people, just so you guys know, because very often I hear guys say, oh, most girls want to go out to dinner, and then they get upset because they feel like they're getting taken advantage of.
I know. I always hear
and then
guys say
everybody's
that.
out on the date resenting it.
Right, and I think as most girls, happy hour's fine, right?
I'd rather that.
Me too, and that way you have an out, and then you can be like, oh my God, you're so cool, I gotta go.
I hate when a guy offers coffee. I'm like, I don't drink coffee, bro.
No.
We'll go to the bar.
Right. My Starbucks, no.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It makes a big
and
difference.
you get to know the guy too. Starbucks
Exactly.
or happy hour.
Exactly.
Right.
And some people would prefer coffee.
Right.
And so,
That's true.
but I would recommend someplace that has a little atmosphere, like a cozy kind of coffee
agree.
shop,
Right.
rather than like someplace with glaring fluorescent lights where you're,
Of course.
out there in public with nowhere private to talk.
Right.
I love, though, one of your tips, you say to tune into your inner wisdom.
Yes.
Because most people don't know how to tune into that and go by their inner guidance, which is saying, like, no, this guy is,
He's not good for you.
He's not good for you.
Run,
Can you
Forrest,
explain
run.
that more? Like, how does somebody tune into that? How do we follow that?
Yeah.
How do we not ignore the red flags? Where
Right.
It's like,
When your friend is
Yeah.
saying, are you crazy?
So important. So, each of us really possesses that inner wisdom within us. Each and every person. We are wisest about what's best for ourselves. Wiser than any expert, than any friend, than any family member about what's best for us.
Yep.
What happens is, all of that negative self-talk and all of that chatter in our brains starts coming in. Oh, maybe I won't meet somebody better. Oh, maybe I'm going to be alone. I better, jump and
Yes.
grab this opportunity. And all of that stuff. While we can give ourselves a chance to pause and really just get in touch with what's inside. Just breathe and think about it rather than impulsively jumping to decisions of either retreating from the person or going forward too quickly. Just have the confidence that all the answers are within.
Trust yourself.
Yes. You know, some things that help with getting in touch with that are, you know, meditation, getting in touch with nature, you know, spending time alone where you can really, you know, quiet things, quiet the phone, quiet the distractions, and really just kind of tune in to what message you're getting from your inner wisdom.
I love that.
Yeah.
So start hiking.
Because most people don't do that though. No, really. Most people don't know how to tune into
away.
that. Hike away.
Take
Oh,
a
you say
walk.
hiking?
Take a
You should
walk.
start doing that. I need to start exercising. We
ride
should
a
hike with our
bike?
jug of
I'm gonna ride
Tito's.
Do the show while you're hiking.
You're riding the bike, I'll be walking.
Do the show while you're hiking.
That's a good idea.
That's great.
Can you follow them?
Yeah, can James follow us? And Zeph?
They'll follow us in a car.
What about, here's my favorite subject, limited beliefs. This is on the list.
Oh, Bob Doyle, where are you?
Bob Doyle from The Secret. We love you. Shout out to Bob Doyle. I asked him 20 times in the interview how I get past limited beliefs. That was my favorite show.
It was a technical difficulty.
He was like, are you watching the show that you're interviewing me on? Yes, Bob, I am. And how do I get past those limited beliefs? Now back to limited beliefs, Bob. But really, you have that on the list, which I think was great. It jumped right at me. I'm like, oh my God, she has limited beliefs on here. So, because everybody says this. All my single girlfriends have said, there's just no good men out there anymore.
Okay.
I'm sure you've heard that a million times in your coaching practice.
Coaching is about challenging our limiting beliefs.
Right.
Limiting beliefs are sweeping generalizations that, you know, that we really subscribe to, that are, you know, kind of wired into us from childhood, from our peers, from the media, but they may be our own truth, but they're not necessarily true.
Right.
So sometimes we need someone to have a conversation with us and say, hey, is that really true? Is that really true? Are there no good guys out there? Where? In the entire universe? in the United States? In New York? In Long Island?
Right.
Can that possibly be true?
No, it's just been their experience, but how do they get over that hump of that's been their experience and their doubting?
What do you say to them? Are you
Yes.
like, you're crazy?
So here's what I say, and it's one of my favorite phrases.
Oh, I want to hear it.
And my clients know this already. They're like looking at me and they're waiting for me to say this. So when they talk about a limiting belief, I might say, okay, that's one possibility. That's one possibility. I'm not going to say that it's impossible, right? I'm not going to say it's impossible that there are no good men.
Right. Or good women.
So here's the phrase. Here's the phrase. What's another possibility? And I really encourage people to go out there, and when you feel, you know, like you're getting limited by your belief, ask yourself, what's another possibility? And you'll be amazed with what you can come up with is another possibility.
Another possibility of going about finding somebody, like instead of online
you're
dating?
saying to me, let's say your
Okay.
belief is there are no good men out there.
Right.
I'm going to say to you, Chrissy, okay, what's another possibility?
That there could be good men out there?
There's a bunch of great
That there's many.
Yes.
I'm just not meeting them yet.
Yes,
Right.
yes. And another possibility might be, there are good men out there, and I need to change up my strategy and change up my outlook, or change up how I'm relating, or change up how I'm coming across in order to attract them into my life. And there could be, 100 or 1,000 different answers that a person comes up with when they're asked the simple question, what's another possibility? So I'm not saying it's for sure. It's just let's challenge those limiting beliefs and not go kind of like a slave to them through our lives, because that's how we get stuck.
Right, because it's not true.
And if we keep feeding ourselves, that message, there are no good men out there, there are no good men out there, guess what? That's what you're going to attract into your life. No good men.
And how important is what you're feeling on the inside with who you're attracting? Do you think, in
other words, if you're believing there's no good men out there, if you keep on embedding that belief into you, there's a fabulous man walking right past you, and you're busy with your beliefs, so you missed it. He was probably looking at you, but you missed it.
I'm like, do you have something in my teeth?
I'm like, honey, you have Tito's? Shoot, I missed him. No, it's the truth. Joseph, you're awake? Joseph's here still?
Which actually brings me to another one of the tips.
Oh,
and
good.
that
You have
is
them all down?
your eye contact is a very powerful
That was number
tool.
one, actually.
So I see this all the time. You know, I give presentations and workshops at singles events, and people are walking around with their eyes downward, so they're not making eye contact with potential partners. And it looks to me sometimes like they might not even know who's in the room. And I know people are doing that because maybe they're feeling shy, or, you know, and of course they are, because it's uncomfortable sometimes to come to these events, especially when you're new to it. But it's amazing the opportunities you can bring into your life if you just lift up your eyelids and make eye contact with somebody. That's an invitation for conversation. It's an invitation for interaction. And it's that simple.
Do you think the girl can make the first move on the guy, or you think the guy should make the first move?
Here we go.
Well, that's a good question.
Well,
I think a lot of...
What do you mean by the move?
Say you're at a bar and you spot a nice-looking guy, and you're like, oh, he's cute, I wish he would come over and talk to you, but maybe he's not coming over. Is it okay for the girl to go over and make the first move and start up a conversation, you think?
So, first of all, I mean, I think it's an individual decision of, you know, what your comfort level is and how you like to approach your interactions. If you're asking me, absolutely.
Like, I think you could pull it off. Not many girls could pull it off. Though.
We're all human beings, so why sit and wish someone comes over?
True.
Be proactive. Do something about it. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, hey, buddy, do you come here often? It can be, first of all, getting yourself into proximity of that person. Sometimes it's as simple as that. If you're across the room, well, it's going to be a little tough. So go order a drink right next to that person.
Like, hey, excuse me.
Hey, do you like the jets? Jet all the way up.
We're jetting all the way down, in case you noticed. No, that's a good point. No, it's because I think that people get, you know, confused with that. Is it all right for the girl to go up to the guy? Should you wait for the guy to go up to you?
Strike up conversation like you would with anybody. You might strike up a conversation with another woman at the bar and just be chatting about something. And you can do the same with a guy. It doesn't have to be, you know, like with the nature of a come on kind of thing.
Right.
What do you think about guys when they're like on their phone checking the sports scores on a date?
Oh,
is that a no or no, Heidi?
Adios, amigos.
They're checking their phone. I've been on dates with that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Chrissy,
that's on your
it's
list.
On the list.
I know it is.
It's on the list. Put your phone down. Life is happening all around you. Definitely, if you're at an event where you're looking to meet people, and if you're on a date, certainly the phone has no place there. Focus on that person for two reasons. First of all, you want to find out all the information you can about what this person is like and if this is a potential match. And second of all, you want to endear yourself to the person. You're not going to do that on your phone. You're going to do that by listening and making eye contact and interacting.
Exactly. If you're
so it seems obvious, but it really needs to be said.
Put your phone down, peeps.
Put your phone down.
Yes.
I like you have be polite and appreciative, laugh easily and naturally. I'm just shooting out tips, whichever one you want to.
Laughter is a great rapport builder, right? You know,
absolutely.
It's when you can laugh with somebody, you really get a bond going.
Yes, I agree with you on that. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Who doesn't want to laugh?
Exactly. We love to laugh.
Oh, let your date know. Are we going to a commercial or okay? Oh, we have to go to a commercial. Darn it! I was just getting to one. I like hunt for positive qualities in your potential partner, even if you're sitting there. And maybe you're not attracted to them, and you know it's not going to go anywhere. But you're saying
be cool about it.
You're saying you should just appreciate.
Look for positive qualities always. Yes.
So you don't get down about like, oh, here we go again, another person that's not the one.
And it also helps you give that person a chance, and not like shut down after 10 seconds. Keep an open mind.
That's a very good
Heidi,
point.
what do you suggest? Because I know sometimes girls go on a date with a guy, and after the date's over, sometimes they text the guy. Is there any? Do you feel etiquette? Good job, live audience.
Thank God for Giselle.
Any etiquette for how you should approach after the first date as a girl? Should you wait? Some people say you should wait to hear from the guy.
So, you know, there are different schools of thought, and there's no exact right or wrong answer here. But I'm going to say the following, and this is what I try to impart to clients. Whatever it is for you that you're working on, work on it. So, in other words, if you're a girl that texts after 10 seconds that you had a great time and, you know, the guy is amazing.
Right.
Of course, that's an exaggeration. Then your work is to hold back and wait, you know, wait till he contacts you or wait till tomorrow.
That's a good point.
If your pattern is that you hold back and, you know, you've gotten feedback that you're standoffish and you know, kind of cold and the guy doesn't know you're interested, then work on that pattern and give him a text and say, had a great time, Heidi. Thanks so much. So it depends on the individual and what you're working on. We need to get in touch with what are we working on.
You would be probably the standoffish one. I would be
I'd
the
like,
one
thanks for a great time.
When are we going out again?
I'm busy till next Friday.
But that was very good. I think you're 1,000% right about that.
So if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. So you want to ask yourself, am I happy with the situation? If I'm not, I need to change it up. How do I change it up? The way I change it up is different than the way you do and the way you do.
Right.
That's a great point. It's very unique.
That's why we have Heidi here, our dating coach. Thank God
for
her.
Woo!
All right, so we got to take a quick break because James is going to have a meltdown in his polar bear
shirt
sweater.
That doesn't light up.
Oh, why are you doing that in front of the camera? He's shy today. All right, so we'll be right back with Heidi Krantz, dating life coach. You got to go to Reinvention Coaching.
Reinvention Life Coaching.
Reinvention Life
Download
Coaching.
the 20 tips.
.com and download the top 20 dating tips. Here comes James.
And his polar bear sweater.
And his polar bear ugly sweater, which is not ugly. All right, that's it.
Not winning any awards with that sweater.
We'll be right back. With Heidi Krantz.
Heidi Krantz.
Our personal date night dating coach.
That's right, on Happy Little Friday before holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All
right, so with internet dating, I love this. This is your tip number 13. You say move from email to the phone to the date rapidly. Cultivate a live relationship, not a pen pal, which so many of these people do.
Get you pen pals.
Why do you want to do this? I don't get it. But could you elaborate a little bit more?
What do you do?
So you are not going to know if this person is a match for you until you get in person.
I agree.
And have your time to find date, like we talked about before.
Yes.
You're not going to know it from this emailing back and forth, because emails back and forth, texts back and forth, people have time to think about what they're going to say.
Yep.
Somebody can help them. It's not authentic.
I agree.
So this is another way to avoid dating burnout. Move
which we all need to do.
From the email, online, to the phone, to the date in rapid succession.
I agree.
If you're not doing that, ask yourself why you're not doing it. Ask yourself why you're not, because I see it from women and men. Both are not doing it.
What do you think the
or
reason is?
If you are in contact with someone who is unable to move from the email to the phone to the date, then that's a signal to you. If they can't move rapidly that way, what are the chances that they're going to move forward into a long-term, lasting relationship? They're not making the commitment even to go on a date.
Oh
date number one.
That was such great advice, Heidi.
So it can really change your dating experience and eliminate a lot of that stressful burnout and disappointment.
And I wonder why they do that. I don't get it. What's the point of being online dating, putting yourself out there? You're supposedly on there for the same reasons everybody else is, but people want to just sit there going back and forth, emailing, and never really saying.
People have all sorts of reasons that they do it, but that's not really our concern.
That's true.
Our concern is who's going to be the right partner.
Yep, that's true.
And the one who's doing that might be a really great guy, but not the right partner.
That's a good point.
Great advice.
So Heidi, I know a lot of times people have an idea of they want a partner, but when you ask them, what are you looking for? They're like, I love it when they're like, I want someone who's kind. And I'm like, that's it? That's all you want?
I said a kind soul.
I know.
You made fun of me when I said
that. I know, right. So what do you say? Because I know what I say to those people that I say, what are you looking for? Like, I just want someone who's kind. I'm like, does he need a job? Does he need to be smart? Does he need to there's so many different traits and qualities that I think most people don't look at as being important, and they just want someone. I remember I had one guy say, I just want someone to love me. I'm like, that is the lamest thing to ever say ever. So what would you say to someone? No offense if you're watching.
Maybe he's my soulmate.
Maybe.
So
Heidi, what do you say to those people that are not clear about the traits that are super important that you want in a guy or a girl?
I say that they need love with a plan.
Yeah, so let's hear about Heidi's love with a plan, which is amazing. We love your love with a plan.
They need love with a plan. You need to go on your website and look for the tape of the last time.
That's right.
We talked about.
That's right.
Or find that video on my website, or lots of other ways to find out about it. But in a nutshell, people approach their lives with very well thought out plans in every aspect of their lives.
Yep.
Their career, their education, their parenting, even their vacations. Everything is laid out exactly with forethought. But somehow with love lives, no plan at all. So they get pulled along by the current, pulled towards physical attraction, pulled towards the right place at the right time, pulled towards whoever might be pursuing them, or pulled nowhere at all. And none of those are the recipe for the long-term relationship. So the start of love with a plan, and there's lots of steps and stages, but the very first is really figuring out what are the crucial traits that you need in a partner. If you're looking 5 and 10 years down the road, and you're in the house together with the door closed, no one else is there, it's just the two of you on the couch, what needs to be in place about this person?
Okay.
And really thinking about it carefully, what you really need, and defining each trait and making it a list.
Okay.
But it can't be a long laundry list. It has to be a short list.
Be flexible to the other not must-haves.
So you've got about 5 must-haves that are deal breakers if they're not in place.
Okay.
And you make a commitment to yourself to be flexible about every other trait. So there will be disappointing traits that come along, and there will be things that you wish were different. But you're going to accept the person as a total package the way that you want to be accepted.
I love that.
So
I love that. And what was the last thing that we were going to touch upon? What was the last thing? Keep your mind.
And by the way, I want someone who loves me. Someone loving me, that's not a trait about the person. Of course, we all want someone to love us.
Right.
And that's lame because you should love yourself first, because if you love yourself first, it doesn't matter. Sorry, Heidi.
Not sure if it's lame.
Sorry,
but
Heidi.
It's not a trait.
It's not a trait.
It's not a trait.
But you say that number 17, the best way to find a potential partner with the traits that you seek is to be the person that you are looking for. So work on possessing all the traits that you're seeking in a partner.
Yes.
That's what
yes,
you think.
Chrissy.
All right.
I love it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's it.
How do we do that,
Heidi? Okay. So from the superficial to the deep. Okay? If you're looking for somebody who's attractive and in shape, be attractive and in shape. If you're looking for somebody who has a good job, have one. If you're looking for somebody who is kind and generous and loyal, be kind and generous and loyal, and you will attract that partner into your life.
And I also love this. You say, keep your mind wide open. Don't get stuck only seeking a certain look, a certain age, or a certain category, which so many people get stuck on.
Absolutely. Too many people are letting the love of their life walk right by them because they are looking for a category in a box. Look for a human being and evaluate if they have the traits that you need to be in place to be happy with them.
Yes,
and
I love
they're
that.
not a category of a look, an age, a profession, a body type. No. That's not going to make you happy in 5 and 10 years from now.
Right. So if you were somebody who had said, I would never date a bald guy or never date a short guy, be open, because that person might not be the person that fits what you thought in your mind that you would attract, but maybe he is the person because he has all the qualities on the inside that you were
Any category, just X that off.
Okay.
It's about the individual. It's about the individual.
Be open-minded.
We love it. So Heidi,
I love it.
Let's hear about your
Here you
upcoming workshops.
Yes.
Let's
do
hear
it.
about them.
Connie
Come
and I
on.
need to go to these. We have how to avoid dating burnout. Is that the one that you wanted to talk about?
That's one of them, yes.
It is February 2nd, 2017.
Seems so
7
far away,
p.m.
doesn't it?
At Frank's Steakhouse. We've been there.
Oh, of course. We love Frank's
that
Steak.
place.
Hang out. Who's coming?
In Jericho. That's right. So where can people sign up for this? It's a dating success workshop.
Yes, it's a dating success workshop.
Okay.
And I'm doing that in conjunction with Seven in Heaven Singles.
Oh, we love Gail.
We love Gail.
So you can sign up on the Seven in Heaven website.
Okay.
Or I have a link to it on my website if you go to my dating coaching events.
Perfect.
And you can find it that way.
What was this? Oh, you had one for the single holiday survival guide. That would already happened.
That passed.
Darn it. That one must have been a good one.
Yeah, it was fun.
So is the dating burnout one the most, that's going to be the most recent one? I thought I saw some other ones.
The next one, there's one on January 8th. That's the New You for the New Year.
Oh, nice.
And that's, that is being run by Seven in Heaven Singles. I'm going to be giving a presentation there, and there are going to be many professionals with tables, with material, with free giveaways, all about the theme of New You for the New Year.
I love
So it's going to
that.
be really exciting. It's January 8th in Hauppauge, and if you go to the Seven in Heaven Singles website, you will find all the details about that event.
Yes, we love it. Heidi, we love you.
Where can people find you?
Where can people hire you?
Your website again.
Yeah, so if you're interested in individual one-on-one coaching, if you're interested in any of my upcoming events and workshops, also lots of videos, blog articles, helpful tips, downloading the 20 top dating tips for free. You can find them on reinventionlifecoaching.com. And feel free to shout out with any questions, comments, thoughts. I'd love to hear from you.
And you wrote a chapter in a book, right? Breakthrough.
Yes. Break Up to Breakthrough.
Oh, Break Up to Breakthrough
is my book chapter. It's a bit about my personal story and some inspiration for others about, having come off of a long marriage with a difficult divorce and kind of re-navigating and reinventing, and now out there helping other people do the same. That's Chapter 7, Break Up to Breakthrough, in the book called If I Knew Then What I Know Now by Doreen Guma, and it's on Amazon.
Oh, nice.
And you met your soulmate on online dating.
I did.
So see, it works.
I broke out of my comfort zone. It was not in my comfort zone to go online dating at all. And that's why I'm out there every day encouraging people to do it. Shout out to Steve. Love you.
Now, how long were you on it really quick before you met Steve?
Ooh, that's a secret.
Come on.
Gotta have me back on the show next time.
Yeah, we're going to be back again. All right, we'll keep having you back.
Thanks,
we love you. We love you, Heidi. Thank you.
Yeah, love you too.
We always love having you here.
And we'll be back next week with 2 shows,
that's right.
which is going to be Thursday and Friday for a double whammy because it's Happy New Year week.
James
and
and
have
Jeff,
an amazing time.
get your rest. We have 2 shows.
That's right, next Thursday and Friday. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Giselle, get
Happy
better.
Little
We love you.
Friday. Happy holiday. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Happy
Holidays all.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Christmas.